welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Super Duke 1390 Evo. Yes, this thing's a monster. I finally got to ride one on the road instead of just on track. I seem to only be riding this bike on track, but yeah, I'm on the road. It's a beast. It's amazing. We've got a comparison coming up with this and the M1000R shortly, so yes, Greg will be doing a little first ride on the M1000 coming up soon. But this video isn't about the Super Duke. This is just a little update from me. You know, probably a month or so ago I put that video up. You know, I was on the H2 talking about my plans for the year. Should I leave my day job to concentrate, you know, 100% on YouTube? That video's got an incredible response, and thanks to everyone who took the time to sort of reply to me. You know, I haven't responded to any comments on that video because it's just too many. There's just too many. And there's like I think it's 750 comments, and not just one-liners. Some people have really gone into a lot of detail and put a lot of time and effort in, and I've read every single one, absorbed every single one. So even though I haven't responded, I have read every comment on there, and you know, I'm incredibly grateful, and it's really humbling. Some really nice things they said on there, and yeah, it's incredibly humbling that, you know, there's that much support out there. You know, I wasn't expecting a response like that, so huge thank yous to everyone who took the time to respond, and even those who didn't, who just watched the video. You know, massive thanks to everyone. It's incredible, the support, and like I say, incredibly humbling, so thank you so much. So I guess the next question is, you know, what am I going to do? What have I decided? Well, as I mentioned on there, for me to be able to do what I wanted to do, which was sort of leave work completely up, I needed to sort of get some other bigger sponsors on board, and unfortunately, you know, a lot of the responses have been, you know, budgets for 24 are spent, we need to talk again towards the end of the year, you know, we could potentially make it happen next year. So, you know, I knew that could be the case. There's not masses of money sort of floating around in the motorcycle industry, and their budgets are calculated for 2024, so yeah, I sort of get it. It makes a lot of sense. So the plans will be, I think now, things will start to happen maybe next year. But as I said, I've been with my day job, I've been there 23 years, you know, so a long time, and it's IT, and the IT industry changes constantly, you know, and it's quite hard to keep up with that, being in sort of a technical role, which is what I'm in. And I was a little bit worried that if I left, you know, I'd lose those skills. I mean, already I've not kept on top of all the certification, you know, so already my certification is out of date, so I've got no current certification in any of these new products. I've always had I've always exceeds expectations or meets expectations, as like my 6 monthly review, so I always perform. You know, I don't have too much sick, but I just get things done. I think I just get things done in my job. There's a lot of people who they just don't know how to get things done. You know, they just do a lot of waffle, they do a lot of talk, but when it comes to actually delivering something, they don't actually deliver anything. So that's a good thing with me. Oh, thanks, mate. But you know, I do get things done, and it's a case of be careful what you wish for, because last week there's a meeting, and basically they announced there's going to be redundancies at work. So there's me saying, you know, I want to thinking of leaving work, blah blah blah, sending the H2 to give me some money to survive, and then 2 weeks later there's redundancies announced at work. You know, they're getting rid of a fair amount of people. I think there's like 60 roles from the UK disappearing, and you know, there's 3 people. I think there was 10 people in the UK in my role, and they've got to get rid of 3 of them. So 3 people in my role have to go. Obviously, there's statutory redundancy pay. As I say, I've been there 23 years, so that's a considerable amount of money, and the company's actually exceeding the statutory. They're actually going to pay 3 weeks' wages for every year of service, up to 20 years. So they're going to pay 3 weeks. So the statutory minimum is 1 week. Woo! The company is going to pay 3 weeks. So I was at this meeting, I was like, bloody hell, this is fate, isn't it? You know, I thought I'm going to email my boss, I've got to put my name in the ring. I've got to put my name in the hat here, because if he doesn't know that I'm thinking of leaving, you know, he may not consider me. I mean, there's no voluntary redundancies. It was the roles are disappearing. So it's not people, it's your role is disappearing, you know. But you know, it needs time for redundancy. They can say what they like, it's your role, but it's cutting out some of that dead wood. Those people who don't do much work, the people who are their certifications out of date, the people who said they're not going back to the office. There's been a bit of a hoo-ha at work, because I've worked from home for like 15 years. I've worked from home, but my place of office, my place of work in my contract is the office. So there's been a big hoo-ha that everyone needs to start going back to the office 2 or 3 days a week. Well, my office is 2 hours away in rush hour from my house, so that's 4 hours a day sat in the car commuting, or an hour on a motorcycle. But it's, you know, it's not on my doorstep, and all of my team is based in Europe. So there's 3 people in my team who are in the UK. Okay, so everyone else is in Europe. My boss is not. My boss is in Europe. He's not in the UK. So for me to go to the office, to sit there and not know anybody apart from these other 2 people who also don't want to go to the office and won't be there very often, is ridiculous. You know, why do I want to spend 4 hours a day commuting to sit in an office for no good reason? You know, for me to achieve less than what I could achieve at home. So I basically said, I'm not doing it. I said, you have to take disciplinary action. I am not sitting in an office for no reason. So bear that in mind as well when these redundancies were announced. So the man whose certification's out of date, you know, he's not up to date with the very latest trends and technologies, the way the industry's going. The man who does get things done, admittedly, but you know, I thought my name's got to be at the top of the list of this, isn't it? It's got to be at the top of the list. So yeah, I sent an email to my boss saying, hello, by the way, you know, if you I know there's no voluntary redundancies, I know it's roles and, you know, not people, but I said, if there's someone who's in a similar position to me, similar circumstances, similar skills, all of that, I said, you know, if you were to select me, you know, don't feel too bad about it. I've got other opportunities. You know, I also said, look, next year I want to do 3 days a week, because that's my plan. You know, that was my plan. I decided I wasn't going to jack it all in. It was too risky. But next year I'd aim to do 3 days a week. So I mentioned that as well. I said, look, I want to do 3 days a week next year. You know, and with this new reorganisation, that may not be possible. But just letting you know, if you've got to make a choice, I'm here. I'm happy. If you were to select me, no worries, you know. Anyway, he replied instantly and said, thanks for the message, John. There's no voluntary redundancies. Oh, okay. But my name's in the hat now, at least. But then the following day, you know, some people were told within my team, not the people who worked in the UK, because there's a more of an official process. You have to receive a letter that your job's at risk, and, you know, dragging it out for a couple of months, basically, of uncertainty. But some people were told they basically packed their bags and gone. You know, 2 people in my team have been told already. But they have to get rid of, I think, at least 1 person from my team who's UK based, because out of those 10 roles of my job title, 3 have to go. It's not people just in my team, it's other people outside of my team with the same job role. So let's just make that clear. So yeah, but I think he's going to have to get rid of 1 person from the UK out of his team to sort of meet the quotas and stuff. So I know 2 people have been told they're going. I then had a 3-weekly meeting with him on Teams, and said, you know, and he said, oh, I've just come from the first call with the person to say, you know, they're going. Oh no, how did it go? Or, you know, as well as could be expected, you know, very difficult. I said, can you sort of give any indication of what might happen to me? And he said, yeah, you're not. Did he say, what was the word he used? you're not at risk. Well, we didn't say that, but he said, you know, basically, yeah, you're okay. But he said, that may be not what you want to hear after your email yesterday. And I said, oh, well, no. You know, I was, because it's a video call, I was trying to keep the disappointment off of my face. So I went, no, of course not, no. But he said, do you want to do 3 days a week next year? I said, well, I do. Ideally, yes. I said, you know, now with this big reorganisation we're going through, I said, obviously that's up in the air now, because, you know, the people who are staying, of course, are going to have to retrain. You're going to have to, you know, it's all going to change. The job's going to change. So not only have I potential, I've still got a glimmer of hope. I may still get this redundancy, but he sort of had the nod to say you're okay. But the problem, the worry I have is, you know, this new reorganisation, things are going to change. I'm going to have to retrain. There's going to be a lot more work because, you know, people have gone from the team, and I'm like, do I want to stay and do all that? So yeah, I'm a little bit worried that if I'm not going and I stay, what we can do is suck it and see, isn't it? See what happens. Just got to see what happens. But I said, yeah, I do ideally want to do 3 days. He goes, how old are you? And I said, well, I'm 52. He goes, oh, you're quite young to go 3 days a week. You know, it's normally people who are sort of very close to retirement who want to do that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got YouTube channels to run, mate. I've got motorcycles to ride. So, but then we had a big UK call with all the UK employees, and they basically said, you know, there's these many. This is when they said how many people have got to go for the UK and blah blah blah. So if my boss is under pressure to find somebody else, then I'm hoping that he may think, well, okay. But the trouble is, I've been there so long, so they'd have to pay me a lot of money to leave. So I may have priced myself out of the equation just because how much money they'd have to pay me because I've been there so long. So they're probably like, well, you can't go. You'll cost us a fortune to get rid of you. We'll get rid of the people who've been there 1-2 years. I think there is people who've been there sort of 3 years in my team. So it's like, well, you've been there 3 years. You're going to cost this much. If we get rid of John, it's going to cost this much. So I think that's also, well, it has to be a consideration, isn't it? They can say what they like about how they're picking the people who are going, but at the end of the day, it's a financial decision as much as getting rid of the people who they don't want anymore. You know, so we'll see. But I've still got some hope that it may happen, because that would be. It was almost like this is fate. This has been announced 2 weeks after I'm thinking of leaving and doing this. I thought surely this is the universe making things happen for me. So, but it just seemed like, wow, you know, never had this sort of redundancy announcement before. And now what I want to do, this seems to be happening. So I don't know, if I miss out, I'm going to be gutted, because I could have come away with a big load of cash, and it would have been so with the amount of cash they were talking, you know, it would have been all tax-free, of course, on redundancy, isn't it? It would have been perfect to sort of set me up to move forward with this channel. So, but I'm hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic that I may be included, but what I'm worried about is it may scupper my future plans, and I may end up just thinking, oh, this is rubbish, I'm going to leave anyway, you know, and that'll be really bad, wouldn't it, after potentially missing out on all of that redundancy. But yeah, the plans will be, providing nothing changes with redundancy and all of that, and the role is next year to drop to 3 days a week, and then, you know, just 2 days to work on YouTube channel, dedicate to the YouTube channel, plus weekends as well, because of course you end up having to do this at the weekends, as I am at the moment. If I don't go, it's quite good to think that, you know, they wanted to keep me, and the only reason I can think they wanted to keep me is that I'm too expensive to get rid of, and I do just deliver and get things done. Whereas, you know, I may not have all the qualifications up to date, I may not be that au fait with the very latest technologies and the way the market is moving for the sort of sector I'm in, but I do get things done. I don't cause my boss any trouble, because I don't want to put my, so I just sort of get work done, don't cause him any aggros. I should have been causing more trouble, I should have been causing a stir, I should have been making a nuisance of myself. Hey! So that's the information I have so far of what is going on with work. But yeah, like I say, I just put this video out there just to say thank you, really, to everyone for all the nice things people said, all the support people gave. And it was interesting, if you sort of read all the comments, it's sort of 50-50. 50-50 people said, no, do it, go for it, quit your job, do it. And the other 50% said, well, hang on, you know, you may find it difficult to get another job, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's quite interesting, sort of a 50-50 split overall, I'd say, on should I leave, should I go? But of course, if I'm forced out with redundancy, and that's the decision made for me, isn't it? So if it all goes pear-shaped, I can't blame myself because it wasn't my decision. But it sort of was, because I put my name in the hat, didn't I? But that's why I did it, because I didn't want to not put my name in the hat and then miss out, thinking, oh, I should have let him know that I was, you know, I wouldn't be devastated if it was me. So that's why I put my name in the hat. So anyway, I'll keep you posted. I've not given up all hope in case they does need to get rid of someone else from the team, because I think it was just too quick. I mean, after I emailed, the next day people were being told. So obviously decisions have been made already, you know. So, but we'll see. Well, I hope so. You know, when I found out about this, I was like, oh, this is scary. But when I was sending the email, I thought, oh, I don't want to do this. This is really scary to send this email to sort of put my name on the line. But I think it'll be fine now. It'd still be scary. It would still be scary to leave the job, but leaving the job with a bucket load of cash is not like leaving the job with no money and, you know, just selling the H2 to sort of keep me going. And as I said, the sponsors I've spoken to are like, well, next year we could do something. So, but if I left with a bucket load of cash, it'd be right. I could sort of live until these things happen next year. But I don't know why it keeps coming up with performance mode. Go away, because I keep knocking these buttons here, these little shortcuts with my big fat fingers. But yeah, there we go anyway. But thanks for watching, thanks for the support. You know, it's fantastic. All these people out there who sort of follow me, who give advice, who say care, but you know, it's nice. It's nice. So yeah, so really many thanks for that, and I really appreciate it. I mean, I'm still going to try and push the channel this year and increase the quality and try and do some exciting things and spend a bit more money. I want to go to the Isle of Man to do a sports bike shootout. So that's just the plan. This is what I'm trying to arrange. Trip to the Isle of Man, probably early July, to sort of try and guarantee as best weather as possible. Take a couple of sports bikes, maybe the new Fireblade, maybe the Panigale, because I rode that the other day. It was blown away how good it is now. Go to the Isle of Man, maybe a third person to come, don't know. It's very expensive, obviously. So it might just be two bikes, but two bikes tested around the Isle of Man. Obviously no speed limits on the Isle of Man, over the mountain sections and stuff, so you can legally get a wriggle on. Would be a cool video, I think. So that's the plan, trying to make that happen. We've got the Super Duke versus the M1000R coming shortly, and me and Gregorio had great fun filming that. I haven't edited it yet, but I think it's going to come out really well, because we had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. You know, that always comes across well when you do a video, isn't it? So yeah, there's exciting stuff coming, so stay tuned and I'll keep you posted on what happens regarding my redundancy, or what doesn't happen regarding my redundancy. Take care, guys. See you on the next one.